Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck Spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at another Reinan23 creation. Reinan23, one of the best rogue players out there, always coming up with really interesting decks, and this one is no exception. We're playing Reinan23's Odd Mech Rogue. Odd Rogue, of course, is definitely did get hit by the recent wave of nerfs. With Cold Blood going from 1 mana to 2 mana, not only does it make that card worse, but it makes that card unplayable in this archetype. And Cold Blood was a really important card for this deck, as it really allowed you to, gave you a much better matchup against control decks or slower decks. You know, you could pretty commonly go like Diamole or Firefly into turn 2, you know, something Cold Blood, and really start to put the pressure on your opponent and really punish them for not having any early game interaction. So unfortunately we don't have that option anymore, so I imagine we're going to lose some percentage points up against those control decks, up against those slower decks, but I think the archetype is still good. The Odd Rogue hero power is still just absolutely massive. Really helps you control the game. For those of you who maybe haven't seen it, so we are playing Baku the Moon Eater, which upgrades our hero power, which means we summon a, instead of a 1-2 dagger, we summon a 2-2 dagger, which makes all the difference. It really helps us trade with those early minions and establish board control. Now what Reinan has done here is something I think is really, really cute. I think it's really smart as well. Usually when someone says, oh, I want to make a mech deck or something like that, they instantly slam, you know, 6, 8, 10 mechs in there and, you know, consider that the core of the deck. But what Reinan's done instead is they've, firstly, they've replaced the Cold Blood with another 1-drop. We've got a Mecharoo in here. I think this is a good selection of 1-drops. The Argent Squire, Diamole, Firefly, Mecharoo, South Sea Deckhand. Mecharoo is totally reasonable 1-drop, of course. But then they've also replaced the Blink Foxes, or sometimes it's Tar Creeper, sometimes it's other flexible cards in the 3-drop slot here. And we've got Nightmare Amalgams. Of course, a 3/4 body is absolutely fine, totally reasonable these days. Actually quite good, I think. But it is, of course, a mech. And what that allows us to do is magnetize onto it with just this 1 War Gear, 1 Ziliax. It's not a massive commitment to the mech theme, but I think this is totally reasonable. I think if we ever get this War Gear off as the blessing of kings that it really wants to be, we should be in a pretty good shape for that game. A lot of the other cards in the deck are pretty typical Odd Rogue things. We've got Hench Clan Thug and Vicious Fledgling, the two kind of premier aggressive 3-drops in this kind of archetype. SI7, of course, excellent reach. It can take out, you know, war leaders, raid leaders. Other things that are protected behind taunts that you might otherwise not have to deal with. Onto the 5-drops, we've got Fungal Mancer, Vile Spine, of course, Baku at the end. The only other thing that I will say about this deck, firstly, there's no taunts, so we do have to keep in mind that our 1-drops are a bit more vulnerable, but that being said, without Cold Blood, maybe we don't need to defend them so much. The other thing that I want to pay attention to is how good Myra's Unstable Element is these days. Myra's was excellent with Cold Blood because you could fire it off on turn 8, 9, 10, something like that, draw heaps of cards, and even if you had only 3 or 4 mana to play with after you Myra's Unstable Element, that still means you can go South Sea Deckhand, Cold Blood, and hit your opponent for 10, which is a big deal. So I'm not too sure how good Myra's is outside of that, when we're not using it to kind of OTK our opponent. If we're just using it as a kind of last-ditch effort, but that's why we play the game. That's why we play with cards like this, so that we can learn. I think this is a perfect chance to do so. So without further ado, we'll jump into some games. We're going to be paying attention to this Myra's. We're going to be paying attention to how good this like little commitment to a mech package is, and hopefully we get some learns. Let's go. All right, up here against the Druid. Not really sure what this Druid's going to be doing here, but I think we're just going to keep the Diamole, send back the Deadly Poison. I think Deadly Poison probably better if we are trying to trade into more kind of early mid-range minions. I think we'll just keep the Diamole. Usually Druid was definitely one of the matchups where you wanted to hit the Cold Blood.
None will survive.
Young Thug, excellent draw. We've got our 1, 2, 3 curve. course, the day of recording. It is Valentine's Day in Australia. So, a happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there. Or if you are in the US time zone, happy Galentine's Day. See what this druid wants to do. The tar creeper. Do we want to jam our dagger into this tar creeper? I think we probably do. Once we play this Henge clan.
Time waits for no one.
Our opponent just coined, so they can't have a swipe next turn. So, unless they have like a way to charge up a totem, charge up a not a totem, a spellstone.
Here we go.
Does kind of goof us a little bit because we use that dagger on turn 2. That next turn we kind of have to choose between daggering up or playing the Nightmare Amalgam. I think if we draw like a deadly poison or something like that, it makes our choice a lot easier.
What to do? Truth is found in death.
That also makes our choice a lot easier. Oh, that makes the choice a lot harder. I guess we just go for the dagger. This kind of sucks, but do what we gotta do. Let's just get that face damage in. Don't have an easy enabler on this Vile Spine.
I should meet you.
Brutal. Well, we're probably gonna have to save that Diamol for that Vile Spine. Maybe we just go for like a War Gear here.
I wonder.
Protocol phone engaged.
If our opponent wants to trade into the Henge Clan Thug, they can go for it.
How long can this go on? How long can this go on?
It's like a token druid looking thing. I think we'll just go for the Vile Spine this turn. Doesn't mean that next turn we can potentially set up a like dagger deadly poison. Can also dagger fungal.
How long can this go on? How long can this go on?
Yeah, I think fungal's going to be the play here. Just so we can start bashing through these seemingly infinite chain gangs.
Mushroom power!
I guess we just gotta hope we don't die to Leroy or some kind of burn, some kind of reach. And this is a lot of damage. This is
TC-130 into dislocator.
Your magic shall not save me.
yuck.
So many options.
I really don't want to take any damage, but I think we have to.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Here we go.
So we're dead to Leroy. I mean, look, if they have the Leroy in hand, then good on them.
Pinch of death cup. Heel of shoe.
Ugh, yuck.
Be reborn in the curse!
Okay. So this is 5, 9. We can't Myra's into a Vilespine.
So many options.
Nor can we kill this. So 5, 9, 10, 11. Can we get 7 damage out of 3 mana? No.
So many options.
We don't have any taunts. Well, the only taunt is Ziliax, which we can't possibly draw.
Choose soon. I'm out of cards. Here we go.
That I think that MC tech is what got us. Gosh, it's always the case, right? Where we just stop playing around MC tech for like a couple of weeks, and then the first time someone plays one, it absolutely destroys us. But I think that game was kind of close. Our opponent had a pretty good curve out that from their turn 3, just those multiple chain gangs really did a lot of damage to us. But well played, GG's. On to the next one. Alright, up against the warrior here. I think we'll just keep our Dynamol. But pretty concerned. Some of these odd warriors can really give us a bit of an issue.
None will survive.
Gives a bit of a problem. Alright, maybe quest. Nothing. Stagger up, pass it back. You are streaming today. What are we doing? We're doing some Strahd. We're painting some Minotaurs. 3 Corrosivers.
The blade be thirsty.
Frothing. It's a real good draw. I did coin that out.
Here we go.
Kind of pulled the trigger on a bit of damage right here. Still get this Flame Elemental to activate our SI7. We do need to draw like a fungal. Fungal would be great. We are going to end up getting dunked by a Dynamatic, I would say.
Ha, this guy's toast.
I'm gonna keep this dagger up too. Don't think our opponent will be on Reckless Flurry if they're not on Odd. I mean, if they are, then props to them. This is a fantastic setup. Nope, Blood Ring. Also going to do quite a bit of work. Come on, bungle off the top. Ooh! Ooh! He likes it. We shouldn't be too confident though. Like I said, a Dynamatic here or something like that could very well munch us. Back on D&D Party Minis, short stream? Ah, well, I'll definitely tune in. Keen to see what happens to the boys. Wow, okay. We just gotta start getting some face damage in there.
Here we go. Light protects me.
I'm gonna hold on to this Flame Elemental just in case we hit a Vile Spine. Ooh. Alright. Bloodrazor is a pretty terrifying card for Odrogue to deal with.
Here we go.
Nothing to magnetize onto, but still a good body here if our opponent doesn't have maybe the other Execute or a Smolder Thorn Lancer. Something like that to take out this War Gear. Might be able to ride it. Okay, yeah. Is that the Discover? It's Discover. Why this turn? I do really want to play this Flame Elemental, but unfortunately, if we do draw one of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other 5-drops left in our hand, then we won't be able to play the that are left in the deck, rather. We won't be able to play the Vile Spine with combo enabled. But this is really dangerous if our opponent has like a Security Rover here. Not sure if we can beat a Security Rover with Rush and a Bloodrazor in play. The War Gear being immune to Dynamatic is also very cool. Opponent digging for options, so we should be, I guess we should be happy about that. Okay. Oh, leaves the 1/1 in play. 3, 9.
I reside. Here we go.
Just chip him a little bit lower. Might be able to get the kill with the Leroy next turn. And it's good that we saved that Flame Elemental, because in the situation where our opponent dropped like a, you know, Beryllium Nullifier or some huge thing, we definitely wouldn't want to be stuck in the situation of choosing to deploy either a Leroy or a Baku with our opponent having a giant boy on board, and we can't progress our game plan of reducing this number to 0.
I can wait longer.
Yeah, that's a lot of burst damage. That's fine. We have the Spine.
Here we go.
Set up lethal next turn with the Leroy. We can even Leroy into Vile Spine. So if our opponent has a big taunt here or something, we're still in a good situation. Still pretty scared of that the Rover. And look, hey, our opponent could potentially find one. Okay, so Rover gives them some extra armor here. Dynamite takes out the board.
So many options. Here we go. The light protects me.
We might have to rely on Myra's to get us through this. I mean, we still have lethal on board.
Warriors of the frozen.
Right after we played the second Vile Spine, so we'll play to our opponent. Myra's. Yeah, I think we're on the Myra's plan. But we're down Leroy. We only have one South Sea deckhand left, one deadly poison. So as far as the burst damage goes, not too much. So could be worth trying to prioritize a little bit of health management, because we might go a couple of turns into Druid. Well, this means everything's dead, right? I think I Dynamatic and forget that this is a Mech. Oh, they have the rush, so that doesn't matter. Alright, Myra's off the top. That ain't that.
Here we go.
I mean, if they micro squad and just trade with both of these, I don't think there's a chance for us. Ooh. Give him the well played. Yeah, we were close there. We were real close. And we definitely got lucky hitting that Fungalmancer on 5. That was a very good draw, and I think if we didn't hit that, the game wouldn't have even been as close as it was. But yeah, really feeling the lack of cold blood. Definitely feeling that. But oh well, good game. Okay, up against the Hunter here. I think we'll keep this Argent Squire or Mekaroo. Keep this Argent Squire. Gonna keep this Deadly Poison too. I think against a lot of these Hunters, dealing 3 or 4 damage a pop with the dagger is a definitely a good thing. We even got the option to coin out this Vicious Fledgling, but great. What do we want to do here? Probably just Argent Squire, and then next turn we might dagger coin Deadly Poison. Ziliax is tremendous as well. Okay. Candle Shot is out and about.
Here we go.
Got the Young Thug as well, so hand shaping up really well here. Okay. I think we'll go for Hench Clan Thug here, just because it is better if our opponent has Flanking Strike in hand, which they
Here we go.
almost certainly do. Even if they Flanking Strike, then we can coin the Ziliax out and trade with the thing. Like, they can Flanking Strike and kill it with the Candle Shot, rather than just killing the Vicious Fledgling with a hit. Alternatively, we could go Diamol, Dagger, Deadly Poison, attack. Yeah, let's do that.
Here we go.
Save our coin for this Vile Spine, potentially. Opponent's going to have lots of options though. That's the scary thing. Particularly if this is the Dire Frenzy kind of style of deck. We're be really scared of like links into Dire Frenzy. Something like that. Obviously Rhino into Dire Frenzy is equally bad. Scav. Razor. Stealth. What's our opponent trying to bait us into?
I wonder.
Maybe we just go for the Ziliax here.
Unity, precision, unity.
Like, we have the Vile Spine to take care of this. So that's okay, but what's our opponent's plan? Just trade, okay. High main.
Here we go.
We gotta start doing some damage. Now the other one comes out. And the Timberwolf. Yuck.
This guy's toast.
Here we go.
Alright, that's my play. If our opponent has like Rexar here, GG, we are done. One of those days, friends. One of those days.
Hey, lights out.
Here we go.
Weird they didn't just go for 3 of these. Guess the taunt, well there's maybe a high roll potential.
Here we go.
Okay. Ugh, what's this gonna be? Untargetable plus health.
Here we go.
Maybe should have gone for Leroy there. Not sure. A little bit tilted, to be honest. Just a little bit tilted, so wouldn't expect the highest standard of play. These things happen. Got it.
Well
Alright,
played.
go up around the GG.
I give up.
Yeah, unfortunately there, seems like we were just, I don't know, it seems like no matter what we were going to do, we're probably going to lose that game. Not too sure what our opponent ripped off the Master's Call, but they had exactly the right tools to deal with this, and sometimes these things happen. I think the Beast Hunter versus Odd Rogue matchup is probably a pretty interactive one, and I'd love to kind of learn a bit more about it. As far as the deck goes, obviously we were really feeling the loss of Cold Blood. I think that would have definitely helped us in a couple of those matchups, just you know, those games where we were getting them to 10-ish and then just running out of steam. Yeah, I think those would have been obviously been better matchups had we had the Cold Blood. But as far as the Mech package goes, I think it's good. I think we'd need to play some more games with it, but I'm not convinced right now. Like the Nightmare Amalgams are okay, but honestly I'd rather have some Blink Foxes, or some Tar Creepers or something like that, something to mess with our opponents trading in. I'm also starting to lose a bit of faith in Myra's Unstable Element, just without the really big reach potential of the card. I'm not liking it. I'd much prefer to have some kind of more solid 5-drops, maybe even cut the War Gear and the Myras and the Ziliacs and get a couple of like Cobalt Scalebands or something in here. Something a bit old school. Regardless, big shout out to Reinan23. Of course, they are the Rogue Master, so we should definitely you know, take a lot of these lists pretty seriously. Go check them out on on Hearthstone. I believe they're on Twitter as well. But as always, if you're watching on YouTube, all the links are in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone deck article. Please jump over there, give the deck a +1, and leave a lovely, thoughtful comment, like I know you will. My name's Tommy Wave. You can catch me right here on Twitch, Tommy_Wave. You can always chuck us a follow, even if I'm not streaming, because who knows when I'll be on. Come hang out. You can also catch me on Twitter at Tommy_Wave. But until next time, stay safe, stay wavy, eat the rich, and take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. If you're feeling the tilt, walk away, chill out, do something else. Just like I'm about to do now. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.